up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. We have some good stuff to show you here. We have someone just moved 6% of the total circulating supply in 10 minutes, but as always, it will not mean anything at all. But this is a very big move, guys. This is different than the other ones. This is more than 4 billion that has been moved in XRP. This is a lot. Now, we are in very interesting times. The settlement can happen any time, and this is what you're gonna see more often. You're gonna see transactions, huge sums. Why? Because exchanges and other people are getting ready because they know what is about to happen. And you have to understand that this is not just something small. Here you can see maybe this move of XRP has something to do with an article which has been posted 13-15 minutes ago. Which is, if we go here, Ripple will lose against SEC crypto executive claims, right? Now, it's very, very likely that Ripple will win. Ripple is doing a very good job, and that is why big investors are investing right now. Ripple partner and JP Morgan joined forces in UAE. Here's what for. Ripple partner Al Fardan Exchange and JP Morgan Behemoth have inked strategic partnership in UAE. This is big. Now remember, if you recall, JP Morgan was actually more against Ripple because they were competitors. They also have a GPM coin. This GPM coin, they tried to do the same thing that Ripple is actually doing. Now my guess is, guys, that JP Morgan is not doing that anymore. They want and they see that Ripple is a very different category of technology, and they understand that they have to work together to make things happen. Here you can see Al Fardan Exchange is a major firm for money transfer and currency exchange in the UAE and is licensed and regulated by the country's central bank. The two companies will together offer their customers value transfers conducted in a record of short time of period. So here you can see Ripple partner teams up with JP Morgan. Now, this has never been stated before or happened before because JP Morgan was actually a competitor. So here we can see that they're now together working on the same thing. And that is why, guys, very, very soon you will see all of this come together. Here we have XRP fam. CFTC should have the crypto industry. They have answered questions. Gary Gensler don't speak on matters, and he uses that as an excuse. And when will Senate banking and others see that he's here for the banks? The laws are clear only to him and not everyone else. Now, guys, again, the Senate and the people in Congress will question Gary Gensler because there is too many eyes on this right now. This cannot go unraveled. This cannot go without justice. People know that, right? Here you can see, but if they're tapping into US markets, they need to come into compliance. Let's take a look what he's saying.
According to your calendar, you met with now former CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, on March 29th of this year. Aside from that, had you met with him any other times, and what was your impression of him when you met with him?
Again, I'm not going to speak to any one matters. I make, as my predecessors did as well, my calendar public. And we meet with market participants, and the basic message that I've had is the same public message as a private message. Come into compliance. Mm-hmm. Your field will not last long outside of public policy norms. I might be technology neutral, but I'm paid not to be public policy neutral, and it's about protecting the investing public. The message has also been that we're not going to let the public, all the safeguards down in this regard. So some of these platforms have come in and said, we want to continue running a commingled platform. We want to continue doing lending, trading, hedge fund functions, an exchange function, a custody function. We've said, no, you have to separate it out. Some have come in and said, can we have a lighter touch regulation? We've said, no. We said, no, the time to protection. And I want to say one other thing. It would not be fair to all the market participants that comply today the stock exchanges, the broker-dealers, the asset managers called mutual funds, and even the folks that are managing hedge funds today that are complying, the market makers that are complying with their rules when they're trading and buying Apple stock or Ford Motor. Why should it be different here?
Yeah, to your point.
Very interesting, guys, because Gary Gensler is actually acting here in investors. He's actually saying that he's wanting to protect investors. But what happened with FTX was totally their fault, and he's not being confronted by this, and the Senate will not let this go. And when this is actually questioned, how do you think this will also affect the Ripple case, right? So think about this. This is all coming together right now. It's coming together to a conclusion to actually see things that have been going on for a very long time, and things are going to change, guys. Things are on the brink of changing. Ripple and XRP are changing things outside of crypto, right? And you can see that. This is regulation that we are talking about. How we test is 80 years old almost, guys. Ripple is going to change that. Now think about that for a second. That's huge, right? Anonymous Will withdraws over $4 billion from Bitrex. Again, this is an anonymous will. No one knows who it is, but something big can happen. We're talking about a couple of percentages of the whole. We're talking about 4% of the whole market cap of XRP. That's a lot. Now here you can see the 65 trillion of the balance sheet debt the BIS issued a report on, with its murky view of just how close we might be to a liquidity crisis. Now this is why ODL is going to be a problem solver. IMO will set CBDC narrative into hyper mode because injecting liquidity with today's inflation is not ideal. And this is the problem right now. XRP can help, and you can see here XRP might help. Now let's take a look.
Now here at Ripple, we've built a CBDC private ledger that is based on the same blockchain technology that powers the XRP ledger, which was built for payments and designed for issuing currencies. Each central bank will have complete sovereignty and ability to customize their CBDC based on their own unique privacy and policy requirements. Neutral bridge currencies like XRP, which is an open source, public, and decentralized digital asset, will play a key role in facilitating such interoperability. And keeping sustainability in mind, the CBDC private ledger is carbon neutral and 120,000 times more efficient than proof-of-work blockchains.
So XRP, imagine they need 65 trillion to solve this liquidity crisis, guys. They can tap into ODL to solve the whole liquidity crisis. And that is exactly what is going on now. That's what you're seeing, but a lot of people are not seeing it. In less than a month, he has cancelled all his election plans and is forging ahead with the WEF agenda as predicted. We want to rewire the entire global financial system for net zero. Read that again. Don't say you weren't warned. This is it, guys. These things show you what they're going to do.
This is the first COP to bring together so many of the world's finance ministers, businesses, and investors with such a clear common purpose: to deliver the promise made in Paris 6 years ago, to direct the world's wealth to protect our planet. The good news is that the will is there. At least 80% of the global economy has committed to net zero or carbon neutrality targets. Our challenge now is to deploy the investment we need to deliver those targets around the world. To do so, we are accelerating 3 actions today. First, we need increased public investment. And I want to speak directly to the developing countries of the world. We know that you've been devastated by the double tragedies of coronavirus and climate change. That's why the G20 is stepping up to provide debt treatments more swiftly. It's why the IMF are providing a new $650 billion allocation of special drawing rights, and Kristalina will say more on this later. And it's why we're going to meet the target to provide $100 billion of climate finance to developing countries. And while we know we are not yet meeting it soon enough, we will work closely with developing countries to do more and to reach the target sooner. Over the next 5 years, we will deliver a total of $500 billion of investment to the countries that need it most. And we can do more today. I can announce that the United Kingdom will commit £100 million to the task force on access to climate finance, making it quicker and easier.
This is all a cover, guys. This is all a cover to actually say that they are going to change everything. And CBDCs are the way to do this. And it's coming, guys. Don't be mistaken. Now, this is a decode. It's kind of a fun decode. It says that 12.7, 12.8, and 12.6 are going to be dark days. Now, who knows? Let's take a look. Don't take it too seriously, guys. Like, I know that a lot of people take this way too serious. Don't do that. The only thing I want you to take serious from this is just imagine this. Imagine there will be a blackout for 3 days, right? Exactly what XRP needs to actually get activated. Think about where you are going to store your XRP. Don't put your XRP on exchanges. Always use a cold wallet, guys. That's the only way you're going to be safe. If you do not do that, you're going to regret it 100%. So be careful of that. That's the only thing I want to say about this decode. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.